Greetings, YouTube. Today we're taking a look at an Imperial fixed blade. This has got the kind of somewhat problematic Native American war chief on the front, which was a great selling point when this knife was new. I have no idea how old this knife is, but it's got a fairly cheaply produced leather sheath. This snap on this is not in great shape. The strap is not in great shape. I didn't do that. It came like that when I purchased it. I bought this at an estate sale, and I think I paid $6 for it, so I didn't pay a lot on this thing. And there it does say Imperial USA right there on the blade. It has plastic scales. It is, however, a full tang with these little stamped, tin butt cap and guard. But you're in relatively decent condition. It's got this fish scaler back here. I believe that's just a fish scaler. I don't think it's supposed to be anything else, because this is way too small for doing batoning. I mean, on a bigger knife, you see something like that on the back, you may think that's for batoning. I don't think this is ever used to baton anything. But I will say that it is in pretty solid condition. Obviously, there is some patina on this thing, but it doesn't have much of an edge. I haven't touched it up at all. This is just because I think it was cool and added to my collection. I'm never going to carry this thing, but whoever owned it may not have been great at sharpening, but they didn't abuse it. The edge has a very slight, but that's just this little bit of wear here. There's a little bit of a corrosion right there on the edge, but it's nothing to be upset about. If you were to, you could be able to hone this thing up without any problem whatsoever. I don't know what the steel is. I apologize. I don't even know if they would have specified that when this was new. They would have just said, they couldn't have said stainless steel, but maybe they would have said stainless steel. It's not really stainless steel. It could be carbon steel. I'm not sure what this is. But it's a good overall starter knife size. Like, this is a knife that kind of you give to like a 13-year-old. You know what I mean? It's not overly big. It's designed for light duty tasks. And it was much more common to give knives to folks back in the 50s and 60s than it was, in the 21st century. Though I am a big believer that every child should be taught how to handle a knife properly and safely, both in the kitchen and as a utility tool. Because they are the perfect tool. They are the first tool we've ever come up with. We ever manufactured, and I still think that they have a place in our in our society and our species. So yeah, this is a nice little knife. I mean, it's not the highest quality when it comes to these scales and stuff, but they're made to look like wood. These are very, you can hear the fact that they're hollow, and that's, again, okay. The fact that they don't have huge dents in them is also impressive. Again, this knife may have not been well cared for, but it wasn't abused, and I appreciate that. I would love to have known the person that got this out of the box. You know what I mean? They got that box for a gift or something. They opened it up. They're like, oh, this is so cool. It's an Imperial fixed blade. I'm assuming they're going to call this a hunting knife. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it an Imperial hunting knife. Though I don't think you really want to hunt much more than rabbits and gophers with this thing. Or maybe carry it with you when you go fishing or something. I don't think it was ever used to take on like a deer, for example. But yeah, it's an interesting bit of knife history. It's a pleasure to see that they could still come up with a really attractive pattern. It's got, it's a cut above, if you'll take the pardon the pun, what they could have done. They put a little bit of thought in this, a little bit of effort, and I think they got the proportions right. I mean, it's a little small for my hands, but I'm an adult. But for a kid, this is perfect proportions, and they got those proportions really well. So I was impressed by it. I'm like, oh, cool, like $6, I'll pick that up. I think I may have paid less than that because it was the second day of the estate sale. But yeah, estate sales, go to them. You'll get good deals. So yeah, so this has been an Imperial hunting knife. I hope that you found it a little interesting slice of knife history.